CentralValleyTalk.com.
And we're back on CentralValleyTalk.com. Let's talk business. Let's talk about all-star lending. Joining me right now, Susan Swenning and Francisco Samaniego. I did say it right.
You did say it right.
Yeah, we were betting whether I could get it out. How are you guys?
We're doing well.
All right, all-star lending. I assume you have a variety of services you offer down there? 6 years you've been doing this, right?
Yes. 6 years together, but All-Star Lending has been in business since 2002 here in Fresno. Just like Rick mentioned earlier, we're local. We want to make the community better, and one of those ways of improving the community is trying to help people with home ownership.
There's nothing more important than home ownership, right?
That's correct. It binds you to the community. It helps you contribute back, and dollars stay here.
I'm assuming the low interest rates we have right now work in your favor as far as generating business.
Works in everybody's favor.
Yeah. Well, explain how that is.
Well, the interest rates have been at historic lows, and they've stayed at historic lows for a number of reasons, and we don't see much change at the very least this year in rates changing. Real estate is still a safe bet. We have seen home prices increase here in Fresno, but with the lower interest rates, it's still relatively affordable. I think the last time, the figures vary, but some of the figures that we last saw, median home price is about $215,000 roughly here in Fresno. In Fresno,
$215,000.
Yeah. $215,000. Yeah, you go anywhere from $190,000 to $215,000, depending on what stats you're looking at. But then also median income is about $3,500 a month. So a family of two making median income, can afford roughly a $300,000 house.
I love when you guys start throwing all those numbers around. I get lost, but that's why we come to you, right? Those numbers are just, you see them all in their right places, and
yeah.
We put the puzzle together for
you. You put the puzzle together. Thank you, because that puzzle to me just confuses the heck out of me. All right, you told me that you like to simplify this whole process for people. Whenever I deal with mortgages, I get this stack of papers like this. So how do you simplify it?
Well, we have an online application for one.
Well, that's good.
So
but
it's a little easier.
Yeah, and we do offer education. I mean, there's too often things are overcomplicated. It's always keep it simple. You look at credit, income, and down payment. And there used to be a variety of programs 6-7 years ago where there were proprietary loans for individual banks. Now everybody's dealing with the same products. Your government, which is FHA, VA, USDA, and there are conventional loans, Fannie Mae, Freddie Mac. And then we have jumbo, but we don't deal with a whole lot of jumbo in Fresno simply for the prices. There's still affordability factor. But the three things that go into it: credit, income, and down payment. Those are the three things that everybody should be looking for. And once you have those three factors out of the way, then the rest should fall into place. If you're strong in those areas, or even if you're deficient in one of the areas, there are still likely options for a home buyer.
Okay. So you're saying all lending companies have to deal with the same rules and regulations now?
For the most part, yeah. The product base is pretty generic.
Yeah.
And we simplify the process because we look at it from our lending standpoint, from the underwriter standpoint. Underwriter is the decision maker who's going to approve or deny the loan. And
he's got the big stamp.
That's right. And we think ahead of the pitfalls and the questions that are going to be asked. So we try to address those up front. So when lender A versus lender B, they come to us, we've addressed all these items. Sometimes lenders often will gather documentation, just send it off.
Let someone else process it, and they don't put it together for them.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And it's up to us to paint the picture for the decision maker. And if there's a deficiency, we address that deficiency, and we outline the reasons why that deficiency won't cause a problem in the future.
You try to head off any problems before they become problems.
Right. And we try to simplify it by having the clients. We have a list for them prior to them coming in to sign, which is their disclosures, their first stack of papers they have to sign, to make it a little easier so that we don't have to keep asking for items over and over again as we get into the process. So we try to simplify it.
Will that pile of papers ever get smaller, or is it?
Probably not.
Probably not. No, the more lawsuits there are, the more documents get created. So every couple of months we see new disclosures surface, and some will disappear, but mostly new ones surface. But they are allowing us to e-sign them now electronically, which,
Oh, that's good.
which we'd gotten away from for a number of years.
Is it just you mark an X on your computer and that's considered your signature? Is that how that works?
Yeah, essentially it is.
Essentially? Okay. All right.
And
Any other?
we are a direct lender, so we do have direct access to our underwriters and our team in Roseville, so.
Yeah, we're not brokers. We have the capacity to broker, but we rarely do. We have a team of underwriters that we're very familiar with. All the heads of our bank we're pretty intimate with. So if a decision needs to be made at the higher levels, our pull-through ratio is really high, which means that we don't submit loans that don't fund. And also,
Why waste everybody's time?
Right.
and also our default rate is very, very low.
Okay. Where is your office located?
We're at Fort Washington. And
Bryant and Fort Washington?
Bryant and Fort Washington.
We know where
yes.
that is. The
Yeah.
big shopping center there?
Yes.
Exactly.
All right. Anything else you want to mention before we go?
Our website.
We have a website, www.all-starlending.com. We just revamped it, so it's pretty
All
cool.
new website?
Yes, so it's
Brand
really
new.
cool.
Yeah.
We have an online app that's easy to do in the comfort of your own home. We give you a list of items that you need to bring in when you're ready to get pre-qualified. And
All our contact information is on the website. If somebody's, we're readily available, whether it's weekends, evenings. We understand that most people work during the day, and we don't want them to jeopardize their work because we need that job to get their loan closed. So, we often work evenings and weekends to accommodate our buyers.
What dedication. Look at that. Evenings and weekends. All right,
Yes.
guys. All right, Susan and Francisco, thank you for coming in today.
Thank you,
Nice
Mike.
meeting you.
Thanks.
All-Star Lending. And you will be back with more on CentralValleyTalk.com.